Hello. Hi. Very good morning. Yeah, so it's been a long time I have come live on the LLC. Yeah, we are just getting to complete, our October 15th extension filing deadline. So as most of you know, October 15th is the last date to file your extended tax return. So whether you are an individual or a corporation, okay. So in case you need any help, please get in touch with our team, okay. And also I'm very happy to let you know that we have launched something called as iTrack, okay. I mean, I'm getting to talk to a lot of clients, and all that they say is, Nanda, do you think really I made 300,000 in income? Where is that money going? Where is that money going? So I asked them the same question, where is that money going? So are you maintaining a track? And they say, Nanda, who is going to maintain that Excel sheet and all? I mean, we skip through our bank statements, credit card statements, and we get to know about everything. Really? You can really track, but can you tell, how much money you spent on shopping, how much money you spent on food, how much money you spent on entertainment and things like that? Yeah. So anyways, if you are really responsible with your finances, we request you to entrust that responsibility to a professional. It could be any accountant who knows to value your hard-earned money, okay. So with that in mind, we launched something called as iTrack, okay, my finances, wherein people can get to track their finances, the money that is coming into their bank statements, into their bank accounts, going from their bank accounts, and also the money that is being swiped on that plastic card, right? The credit cards. So everything gets to be tracked, okay, through QuickBooks or different other accounting platforms we have, wherein we can categorize that, and we can tell you where that money is going, and based on that you can always plan your taxes. So I encourage you to please talk to our tax and accounting expert, and plan your finances accordingly, okay. We are getting close to the 2021 tax season also. I mean, once the W2 start coming in from Jan 2022, the tax season will be on. So I extend greetings to all of you from iLead Tax Group and all the iLead tax experts here. And I also have my students logging in also from different parts of the world. Yeah, thank you very much for joining us today. So today I titled our topic as 7 things to know about sole proprietorship. Yeah, you can go ahead, like, comment, share as we are talking about this. You must have heard this saying, accept that no matter where you go to work, you are not an employee. You are a business with one employee. You. Nobody owes you a career. You own it as a sole proprietor. You own it as a sole proprietor, right? We all must have heard, you're the CEO of your life and all that, right? Now, when the time comes that you become the CEO, now how do you deal with the things? Okay, so here are some quick facts that we felt is relevant for you, in case, because we are getting to see a lot of people coming to us that they want to start their business and all. Very good, but there are few things that you should know, because having the company incorporated is always good. I mean, forming the company is always good. Okay, so let's try to understand what is sole proprietorship. So we have not documented anything technical, so we have tried to keep the information as simple as possible in a layman's language. Okay, because most of you know that I also teach taxes. I run a tax academy globally, and with that little backdrop, I have prepared this little PPT with the help of my team. So let's get to understand. Okay, so what is a sole proprietorship? What is a sole proprietorship? Okay, a sole proprietorship, also referred to as a sole trader or a proprietorship, it is an unincorporated business owned and run by one person. Okay, so as you see that it's a sole proprietorship, so only one person is the owner. And as you see, it is unincorporated. It means it is unregistered. It is not registered. Okay, it is not registered. Yeah, very good evening. Yeah, this option is the simplest, no mess, no fuss structure out there. Yeah, you are entitled to all the profits of the business, and it is also the riskiest. Now, why it is riskiest? Because it is unincorporated. Something happens, you get sued, your personal assets will also be affected. Your personal assets will also be affected. Okay, so that is something you may have to take it into account. Yeah. Next one, what are the advantages of sole proprietorship? Here are few advantages of the sole proprietorship. I mean, no annual state filings are required. The first thing is no annual state filings are required, because when you are registered with a particular state, you need to have the annual state filing reporting to be done. So but when you are a sole proprietor, aap khud ke malik ho, right? You are not governed by any state or anything, and you may enjoy the tax benefits of being self-employed, and all profits or losses are passed through to the owner's personal tax return. So there's something called a Schedule C. I mean, that's a little technical. That's a computation sheet wherein all your business income and expenses will be adjusted, and then you will arrive at your net profit. And no required state paperwork. No state paperwork is required, and it is also useful for small scale, low profit and low risk businesses. Just in case you just want to explore something and you want to get started, that is something that is easy to start with. So these are the advantages. Now, when you look at some statistics, this is what it shows, that sole proprietors are a majority of all businesses. If you see C corporations, so if you just do a survey of all the different types of entities that are in the US, you see that C corporations are only 5.6%, S corporations are 13.1%, partnerships are 8%, and then sole proprietors are 73.1%. Okay, so the source from which we acquired this information is also mentioned to you. So sole proprietors exist and they lead. Now, what are the disadvantages of sole proprietorship? Unlimited liabilities. It goes from business to owner. Difficulty in raising capital. So when you are not incorporated, there are chances that you may struggle to raise finances. It doesn't protect your personal assets. I told you this earlier also, and there are zero tax benefits. If you are an LLC, if you are a S Corp, if you are a C Corp, the chances of claiming the tax benefits or certain expenses or going for loan or for any other relief programs, that is definitely possible. But with sole proprietor, the chances are very, very limited. Now, how to file taxes as a sole proprietor? Now, filing taxes as a sole proprietor requires you to fill out the standard tax return, that is Form 1040 for individual taxes, and then you will fill out all your calculations on Schedule C, which reports the profits and losses of the business. I think I told you earlier about Schedule C, so you need not break your head on what a Schedule C is. Get our team to work on that, because we have enrolled agents, America's highest tax licensed professionals, who will work on your taxes, and then the amount of taxes you owe will be based on the combined income of both Form 1040 and Schedule C. So the computation is done on Schedule C, and then the income will flow from Schedule C to Form 1040. Now, what are the special considerations of sole proprietorship? Let's take a look. Usually when a sole proprietor seeks to incorporate a business, the owner restructures it into an LLC. Okay, so it becomes a single member LLC. In order for this to work, the owner must first determine that the name of the company is available. So in case you wish to form an LLC, you have to make sure that the name is available, and if the desired name is free, articles of organization must be filed with the state office where the business will be based. Okay, so normally if you are forming a corporation, then articles of incorporation must be filed. Now if you are forming an LLC, then the articles of organization or articles of formation will come into picture. And after the paperwork is filed, the business owner must create an LLC operating agreement which specifies the business structure, what kind of business are you doing, where are you doing, and who all will be the members. The members could be single member or it could be multiple members and things like that. And also finally an EIN number, employer identification number, similar to a social security number for businesses, needs to be obtained from the Internal Revenue Service. See, an individual will have SSN, and a non-resident individual, who is supposed to be claimed on the tax return, who doesn't have SSN, will have ITIN. So just like how individuals will have SSN, similarly businesses will have EIN, okay, employer identification number. So I'm giving you some very, very basic information. Okay, so in case you have more questions on this particular topic, please write to me and I'll be happy to help you. Now, how to start a sole proprietorship? To start a sole proprietorship, you need to just start your business. It doesn't require registering with the state. I think I told you that it is recommended to come up with a company name and then apply for a permit or license within your city and state if needed. Most of the times it may not be needed, but sometimes it may. If you plan to hire employees, then you will need an EIN from the IRS, and if you're going to sell taxable products, you will need to register with your state. Very, very basic topics. Okay, I'm sure you may have a lot of questions on the sole proprietorship. Nanda, should I start a LLC? Should I start a S Corp? Should I start a C Corp? Should I start a partnership? Can me and my wife work together? Okay, how much compensation can we withdraw? There may be so many questions that may be boggling in your mind, and these are some of the other statistics. Because they say that now the corporations are very, very less. You see here, C corporations, S corporation, partnerships are very, very less, but sole proprietors are more. Okay, some statistics. Okay, now is sole proprietor the same as self-employed? Yes. A sole proprietor is the same as self-employed, and a sole proprietor does not work for any company or boss, just for themselves, because they are self-employed. Okay, so just to cut the long story short, there's nothing much on the sole proprietor side of it, because you will be treated as an entrepreneur. However, you have not formed anything, you have not formed your business. Okay, so when are you becoming an entrepreneur? That the world is waiting for. Because when I'm talking to clients, especially during the recession times, during the pandemic times, I have seen a lot of them coming up with ideas, insights. Nanda, I want to do this, I want to start this import business, I want to get that leather, I want to get those bags, handlooms, handicrafts, different things. Okay, so I would encourage you to please talk to your accountant today and figure out what's the best way that you can restructure or structure your entity. Okay, and you can also schedule a complimentary consultation to discuss your personal or business tax situation with our team. And as you know, the iPlan is very, very famous in iLead, and here you can talk to your iPlan tax expert on any of these matters, right? Whether it's concerning marriage, if you're newly married, and or in case you're expecting a new guest into your family, or in case you're parting your ways, what is the best way you can structure and plan your taxes. And the last year we have witnessed a lot of medical expenses. Even this year 2021, God forbid, and if everything nothing worst has happened and everything is good, that piece can always be ignored. But if there has been some inevitable medical expenses that you should keep track of, and you want to know whether those medical expenses can be claimed, please discuss with our iPlan tax expert today. In case you're planning to purchase a car, check if there is any deduction that is available on that car. In case you're purchasing a home, check should that home be purchased in your name as an individual or by forming an LLC or something like that. And I'm sure most of the high net worth individuals, or even performing high performing employees, would have been issued stock options by their team, by their company. So in case you're thinking on when to exercise these stock options, when to sell these stock options, how long should I hold these stock options and things like that, I would encourage you to please have a word with your accountant, okay? In case you're planning on buying the health insurance, is that deductible? In case you have a qualified small business stock or restricted stock units, ISOs, tax implications, incentive stock options, what are the tax implications? And in case you have accounts outside of USA, anyways, we are clear about the FBAR and FATCA. I'm sure in case you know that already, right? If you have more than $10,000 outside of USA, you are required to file FATCA, right? FBAR, Foreign Bank Accounting Report. And in case you have more than $50,000 outside of USA, you will be required to file FATCA, Foreign Account Tax Compliance Act report. And if there's money going into and outside of NRE or NRO accounts also, that is also something you need to keep track of, the interest that is accumulating on that. Is that taxable, not taxable? And then the most important thing and commonly made mistake is not planning your W4, okay? So sit with your accountant and try to plan your W4. Are my withholdings fine? Why should you pay an estimated tax penalty at the end of the year? Why not spend some time with your accountant, and plan your taxes? And then multi-state tax planning. In case you're residing in different states, you're working in one state but residing in another state, or you are in one state, spouse, your wife, or your husband is in another state. How do you plan your taxes? Or in case you have your own house in one state and then you rented your home in another state or something like that, how do you do that? Yeah. And then IRA, 401k distribution or self-directed IRA planning, then health savings account, education savings account, flexible saving account, what best can be done on that? Then 529 plan or covered plan or education savings account, how best can that be done? And in case you are on W2 and thinking if you should switch to a 1099, there may be question in your mind, should you be on 1099 or should you form a company? Should you be on 1099 or should you be forming a company, LLC, a limited liability company, or again, should it be a partnership? Should it be a S corp? Yeah. So answer to all these questions will come only when you're talking to an expert. The next one, sale of property in India or US. In case you have sold any property, please discuss that and we will tell you the tax implications of that. And then the tax implication of sending money from USA to India, India to USA, what happens in those scenarios. And then gift tax implications in both the countries. In case you gave any gift or something like that, yeah, what are the tax implications of that? And then kids income. We have some super whiz kids, okay? So in case you have any income for your kids, what is the taxability of that? Will you be clubbing that income in your tax return, or will you be filing a separate return for your kids? And then foreign income exclusion or foreign tax credit, in case you are getting income outside of USA also, or if you are working outside of USA, how you can be benefited from your taxes. And then FBAR, FATCA, I have told you already. ITIN, in case you have in your family anyone who doesn't have an SSN but who has been in the US for at least 6 months, that person may qualify to be claimed on your tax return, and he may be eligible for certain credits or benefits or deductions, okay? So that person may be needing an ITIN because he doesn't have an SSN. ITIN stands for Individual Taxpayer Identification Number. In case you are looking for any estate tax planning, that is another service that you can look for. And using personal home for LLC, I think I told you, when you are buying a home or something like that, should you purchase it in your own name or should you be forming a company? And then setting up a new business entity, right? Because we are getting a lot of questions, so we thought we will just go live and see what questions come our way, and we will take it up offline. And then forming a trust or a non-profit organization, and any other questions that you may have concerning the COVID 19 tax relief. Okay, and then these are some features of our iPlan tax program. I would ask you to pause and watch this once we are done, because at iPlan the focus is more on planning and saving the taxes. Go through the scrolling that is coming there, because I'm talking to clients when I tell them hey, you made $320,000. They're like, hey Nanda, where is that money? So you're not tracking your finances. Where is that money? It's like where's my cheese? So so the focus must be on tracking your finances, and then planning your taxes. And you get more time rushing to your accountant at the year end, sometime in Jan, Feb. I mean, yeah, while everyone says we will do everything, you're not giving more room and time for that expert to work on your taxes. So I would encourage you to approach your accountant soon, and have multi-year comparison also. Even if you're filing somewhere else, and watching this video, I mean, get a tax return from your accountant. Ask for that 3-year comparison. Check how your finances are. What was your income? What's your tax liability? What's the refund you got? Or what was your tax due? I mean, just try to make some analysis, and I'm sure there will be some thoughts coming your way, and you may also regret of certain decisions, financial decisions that you took, and you may avoid making such decisions in the near future at least, right? And then build multiple case scenarios, what if scenarios. What if I invested in traditional? What if I invested in 401k? What if I invested in a solo 401k or something like that, right? And then estimate the tax liability, and have anytime access, and schedule whenever. See, we may not plan a particular date. Most of the time people are driven by emotions. They make certain financial decisions. So in case you're making any such financial decision, have a consultation. As I always say, when they say that customer is the king, every king needs a minister, right? So please talk to your minister, right? And then avoid giving interest-free loan to IRS through high tax withholdings. Not needed. Seriously not needed, right? And explore high net worth tax planning or business incorporation. I have told you. And at iLead, the tax experts, iPlan tax experts that we have are enrolled agents who are admitted to practice before the IRS. So you are in safe hands, right? So here are some of the other features of iPlan tax program. I would request you to please go through that. I love this line, stop chasing CEO tax preparers or online filers. I mean, I call them CEO tax preparers. Christmas, Easter only. They call you in December, and then they finish filing your tax return in April. So I don't want to be that kind of an accountant, nor I want my clients to have that kind of accountants, because I want them to have accountants with whom they can discuss their taxes, finances, and structure it accordingly. Okay. And last line, it says tax planning is a journey, help us make it meaningful and measurable. I'm sure you would love all these features, and if there's anything that we can do to make it better, please feel free to write to us. They say that the hardest thing in the world to understand is income tax. Sir Albert Einstein has said this, but we do our best to make it easy to understand. That's how we have been building careers in iLead Tax Academy also. And if you want more tax videos on personal taxes or business taxes, payroll taxes, QuickBooks, or anything on US India tax situation, or if you want to become a tax expert, be part of iLead or something like that, let me know. Write to me at Nanda Kumar KV at iLeadTax.com, and that's my WhatsApp number, or you can text or call on that, or you can also message me on LinkedIn. And if you like my work, please like my video, put the video link, this video link in your WhatsApp status to help your network. Share it with your family, friends and colleagues. We never know what they are looking for. Maybe this video might give more insight into their thought process. And if you like us, please do recommend us on Facebook and LinkedIn, and people can come to us for a free tax consultation. And I would request you to comment for better reach and inputs. Yeah, thank you very much. Please do like and subscribe our channel, and in case you need any more videos on any particular tax topic, please feel free to write to us. Yeah, take care. Bye bye. Good day.